you little wets the rye.
Seamus, wasn't it? The Viscount's boy?
You're here rather often, Sirrah Hawke. A good influence, I think. Even by not taking sides, you helped start something. I still accept no blame for defending Kunari, and I don't miss the kinship of the people who oppose what I believe.
You're determined to be a thorn in someone's side. Good for you.
I'm the son of the Viscount. My actions are dissected no matter what I believe. I may as well try to do some good. If I offend, well, some people try very hard to be offended. There are other ways to see the world. The Kunari have shown me that. Another time, when things are better.
We'll need to give them answers by tomorrow, Captain.
I'll have them. Dismissed.
The Seneschal was particularly vocal.
Dismissed. You'd think the Captain of the Guard could requisition a Templar or two, but no, that would be demeaning. Can't have them working for the people when eternity needs a nanny.
Poor girl. Can't make everyone jump on command.
I'm Captain, not Viscount. I didn't expect to sleep through this. The occasional night would be nice, though, and it's mostly your fault.
Me?
The coin you brought to this city turned it like a lopsided cart.
I didn't realize I was making it worse by getting ahead.
I'm just harassing you. Although you are a bit like the center of a hurricane. You've changed fortunes for many people, not always for the better.
Sounds like you're spreading yourself pretty thin.
There are a lot of people in my charge. Someone has to look out for them.
You guard the guardsmen?
I don't turn people loose like Jevon. There's additional training, doubled patrols. Costs are up, but I've halved injuries. I'll take it and argue with Seneschal Bran later.
After the last captain, you couldn't have expected this to be easy.
At least I had the guards on my side. Once they understood, they rallied. And those who didn't weren't fit to hold the crest. Stack friends against the enemies. I don't know if I came out ahead, but it's for the better.
The door is right there. I'll put you to work.
You've said that a few times. Bust heads for you and leave the paperwork behind. It has its appeal, but that's not really me, is it? Besides, I know what you get up to. A casual partnership is enough.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you, Monsieur. If only you humans didn't all look the same.
Is there something you want, Bowden?
There's a gentleman waiting at the mansion. He insists on seeing you. He says his name is Dougal. Your mother thought it wise, I tell you, Monsieur.
I paid Dougal years ago. Why would he be back now?
He wouldn't tell me, I'm afraid. He refused to come back another day, even after I told him repeatedly that I didn't know when you would return. He doesn't really seem like the most reputable sort, I'm afraid, even for a dwarf.
I'll talk to him as soon as I'm ready.
Yes, of course. I'll let him know right away. Before I go, may I simply say how grateful I am that you've allowed my boy to stay in your home. I said I would repay you for saving Sanders' life, and I shall serve you faithfully. It is good to know he is safe.
I assume he'll pitch in, just like you.
Of course. I'll keep a close eye on him so his enchantments don't do any damage. I promise you that. I'll leave you to your business. Don't forget about your guest. Your mother claims he was eyeing the silverware.
Didn't even change clothes.
You've settled in nicely.
I deserve it.
Indeed. Still, more coin never hurts, right? Say, if someone wanted to pass some work your way...
Things are busy, Aveline. What's your point?
Yes, good. Use that tone on him and get him out of my hair. Remember Emmerich, the Templar? He wants your help and some sort of official sanction.
Official sanction?
For his investigation. He's convinced that every random murder in the past few years is connected, and he won't be quiet.
You don't think it's worth investigating?
I have. He even convinced one of my lieutenants to raid the Dupuis mansion. Nothing there. You wouldn't believe how much ass I had to kiss after that. Bloody hobbyist constable. Why can't he spend his declining years building a boat or something?
It seems like it should be easy to prove if there are bodies.
Kirkwall isn't the safest place. That doesn't mean everything terrible is related. If you're going to be picky, the common thread of most of the trouble is you.
What can I do that you can't?
Well, I would never say as much, but... Well, he keeps asking for you. Maybe just showing up will calm him down. He's in the gallows. If it leads somewhere real, I'll take it off your plate. Anything to shut him up.
Ah, Jesus.
Why, hello again. Lovely home you have here. And may I say your mother makes for delightful company?
I thought we settled our business, Dougal. You've done business with this man.
Hey!
Just a simple transaction, Sarah. A quick talk, and I'll be on my way.
I'll leave you two alone then. Be careful.
Darling woman. A shame that she spends so much time here alone.
Just what are you saying?
Allow me to get right to the point. I know all this came from Deep Road's treasure. I know you repaid me, but I think I deserve a larger share of your fortune. Fair's fair, right?
You're right. Let's negotiate. Piss off.
I kept my end of the bargain. Now get out.
Pity. Have it your way, Hawk. We'll be seeing each other again, I'm sure.
Fuck off. Night Terrors. Greetings. I hope this letter finds you well. I've often thought of you in these past 3 years. Without your kindness, my Fenrir would have been long since sold to slavers. Instead, he has thrived and begun to master his magic. But now his nightmares have caught up with him, and neither Keeper nor the Keeper! I didn't send him to the Dalish. Oh, god damn it. My choices don't matter. Sarah Hawk. Arduna. Sarah Hawk, years past, I fell into wickedness and was swept up in the mad ambitions of the blood mage Tirane. You spared my life at the Blooming Rose, and for many months I wished you had killed me. But I found the Maker's Light in my deepest despair, and I now seek absolution. See? I knew sending her to the Templars would end up a good thing. Tirane wrote many tomes containing dark secrets she learned from the Fae, that she protected them with demons forged into their very bindings. You must find and destroy these tomes, lest others follow her dark path. Lavish. I wish I could help you, but the Templars never let me leave my cell. I can only send my prayers. Well, at least she's seen the error of her ways, even if she's a prisoner, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Oh, here's okay. I won't kill you. Failing inadequate? Oh my god. Flag flying at half-mast? Does your soldier not stand to attention? Does your dwarf shy away from the deep roads? come to Jorman's apothecary. I don't have a dick, you pricks. Oh my god. No pun intended. Words aren't enough to convey how grateful I am. Thank you for saving my daughter from that monster. When I look at my little girl, I'm reminded of what you did for my family. Leah has found a hero in you. She's become interested in swordplay. You mean dagger play? Say it right. Akeem. Right. Nope. Who the fuck are you? There's Leandra. Friendly letters. Dear Rhea, I hope this letter finds you well. My time in the circle has been bearable, even after the Templars made a point of putting me through the harrowing as soon as I arrived. They thought I was at risk of possession or running away like father. Glad it's over with. I've started mentoring young apprentices. I enjoy time with the children, teaching them basic spells. One of them, Ella, has taken a shine to me. Adorable! Life's not perfect here, mind you. Templars are mostly polite, and I know they're just doing their jobs, but some hold extreme views. There's one creep named Sir Ulrich. Oh! That fucker! He's a prevert.
Boo! Ah, there he goes again. How he makes these things, I'll never know.
I've never seen another dwarf like him. Does this run in your family?
Not at all, but Sandal isn't really my son. I found him in the deep roads when I left Orzammar.
You
for
stole
good.
him?
Raised him as my own now.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that right, my boy? I like Bodan. He's always been this way. Always collecting things and enchanting them. Strange, I suppose.
Have you ever thought of finding out more?
Well, I did. I brought him to the Circle of Magi about a year after we got to the surface. They called him a savant, but then they started giving him the eye like they were going to keep him, so we left. Not going back to those vultures. Sandal's happy as he is.
So long as he doesn't engulf the place in flames.
No, he wouldn't do that. Again.
What?
I should make it go boom?
No!
No, not this time, my boy. No boom.
I swear to God, if you fuck up my work, I will fuck you up.
I like the doggy. Ruff. It looks like they're having a nice chat. Maybe Sandal picked up some Mabari speak from our time at the hero of Ferelden's camp.
It's strange living here again. My childhood home. Now owned by my child. I do hope you've been upfront with me about really owning it. I don't want to be at the mercy of that wretched Dougal. It's nice to be here, though. To feel like an Amel again.
It's been 3 years. Move on already.
You have so many new duties to keep you busy, and I'm just sitting idle. But I am doing better. I visited Bethany at the Circle. She seems happy enough. I guess I just need to start picking you out a suitable husband.
Don't matchmake me. I've got my sights on a very crazy apostate. Just like you. Remember when you met Father? Yeah, I'm following in your footsteps.
Don't come running to me next time you pick up one of these diseases.
Isn't that the point of magic?
I don't want to know.
Things just keep getting worse. I had Templars practically on my doorstep the other night.
The Templars are hunting you.
Not me specifically. They were just checking the refugee camps. But it's not like this place is a secret. It's only a matter of time.
Don't tell me these things. I might have to lock you up to keep them off you.
Sweetheart, I'm not letting anyone lock me up. You included. The Knight Commander is out of control. Even her own people have been talking about it. The curfews, the midnight raids on mages' families. Everyone I know forced into hiding so they won't be made tranquil.
Why do they keep fighting? If they obeyed the Chantry's laws, the Templars would leave them alone.
We have towed the line for 1,000 years. We have given up our families, any chance for children, any chance for love, and yet they fear us all the more. We can win no ground with appeasement. One day, everyone in Kirk will have to choose a side.
That cut off a conversation. You just stand there, you're upset. Okay, well, they're gonna come along. Get the fuck out.
Boiling in oil.
Too prosaic. Trapped in a cave with hungry bears right at the spring thaw.
That lets him off too easy. Dipped in molten gold and left as a statue in the Viscount's keep.
Ooh, that's poetic.
What are you two talking about?
What to do to Bartrand when I find him?
Any suggestions?
Kill him? Ah, son of a bitch. Bark spawn. Kill this midget.
Well, look who's here.
Oh!
I knew it.
It turns out we'll need to do this the hard way, Hawk. I'll get the money you owe me if I have to tear your mansion apart brick by brick.
Just try it, bitch face.
For the last time, Dougal, we're done.
We are now.
Really? You Spanish? Fuck off. Get lost. Hey, you. Fuck off me, you fucking bitch. God.
So the Seneschal's tax collector won't be coming around again like you asked. Funny story.
I'll pass, but thank you for the help.
Spoil sport. Why you want to squat up here in Hightown is beyond me.
I like the view.
So do I.
Three years. There's still no sign of Daenerys. I'm beginning to wonder if he's finally given up.
This is his mansion, isn't it? He must know you're here.
Would you be surprised to learn that it isn't, in fact, his mansion? It belongs to a Tevinter merchant, one who has evidently given up on the place. Perhaps he is dead. Perhaps Daenerys killed him. Either way, If Daenerys is aware of my presence, he has done nothing.
Then this is the perfect time to track him down.
I'm not so certain. Tell me, what do you do when you stop running?
Build a life.
What does anyone do? You start over.
I don't know how. My first memory is receiving these markings, the lyrium being branded into my flesh. The agony wiped away everything. Whatever life I had before I became a slave, it's lost. I shouldn't trouble you with this. My problems are not yours.
You don't know who you were?
Fenris was the name Daenerys bestowed upon me, his little wolf. If I once had another name or a family, then they were taken from me. But again, this is not your concern.
I might be able to help with your problems. Or give you a few more.
Only a few.
Or a lot.
Tempting. You're a beautiful woman, Hawk. Is there no one else who has your attention?
I didn't quite catch that first part.
I don't need to repeat the obvious, I'm certain.
Yes, you do.
I'm an escaped slave and an elf living in a borrowed mansion. None of those things bother you.
I'm not proposing marriage.
Not for what I have in mind.
Well, that's something. You raise an interesting point. I'll have to consider it.
Consider away, handsome.
Have you heard from your sister? Is she settling in all right with the circle?
I thought you and Bethany didn't get along. Why are you worrying over her?
I'd be terrified in her shoes, surrounded by strangers, watched all the time. We didn't always agree, but she's a sweet girl. I would never wish that fate on anyone.
I haven't heard from her.
I'm sure she's fine. She's strong. If anyone can get through this, she can. Don't blame yourself.
I know it's not my fault. It's the Templars who hold her away.
She'll find her way. Things will be all right. Somehow.
Fuck the Templars.
Someone's always trying to claim the streets. If you make them safe to travel at night, someone will reward you.
There's one more thing to add to the list of shit I have to do. I'm babysitting the stinking city. First, I gotta get a book. Because that's apparently important.
Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Firmundis. Care to hear the story?
I thought you avoided talking about this.
Not on special occasions.
I enjoy listening to you talk.
There are few pleasures greater than speaking with a beautiful woman. Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Qunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Daenerys during a Qunari attack. I managed to get into a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
You escaped only by chance?
That time, yes. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Daenerys finally came for me.
Whether you wanted to go or not, I assume.
I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Daenerys came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them. So I did. I killed them all.
You gave up.
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
Didn't Daenerys stop you?
The rebels had wounded him. The soldiers he brought attempted to capture me, unsuccessfully. It was weeks before Daenerys was able to mount the hunt in earnest, but by then, I was already gone.
Couldn't you have found other fog warriors? Become a rebel?
Even if I did, I felt unworthy. I had no way of knowing if I could truly escape from Daenerys then. I didn't even know what that meant. I simply had to get away. I stowed aboard a ship to the mainland and moved south, chased by my former master every step of the way.
How well did you know these fog warriors?
I knew them only a few months, but in that time I felt as if I truly lived. They were bold, strong, free with their affections. I was in awe of them and owed them everything. And I turned on them even so.
I have to wonder why you stayed with Daenerys as long as you did.
You have not been a slave. A slave does not dream of freedom or wonder at possibilities. You think only of your master's desires and what the next hour will bring. It did not occur to me that I could be anything else until I had a taste of it.
But there are stories of slaves rebelling all the time. They did in Kirkwall.
The ritual that gave me my markings also stripped me of my memory. Whatever I was before may as well have never been. Perhaps if I knew, I might have felt differently.
I don't see why you didn't kill him right there.
I wasn't running from him. Not at first. I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. Perhaps this is what it means to have a friend.
It might mean more than that.
I have never allowed anyone too close. When my markings were created, the pain was extraordinary, and the memory lingers. But you are unlike any woman I have ever met. With you, it might be different.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
If there was someone before, I have no memory of it.
There was no one after you escaped, even?
I stayed nowhere for long. Who would I trust? I didn't think I needed anyone, or wanted anyone, until now.
We could find out.
On another evening, perhaps. A last toast, then. To the fallen.
Use a book or something.
I have something for you.
It's a book.
This one is quite rare, actually. The book is by Shartan, the elf who helped Andraste free the slaves. You know about him, right?
A little. It's just, slaves are not permitted to read. I've never learned.
It's not too late to learn, Fenris.
Isn't it? Sometimes I wonder. I don't mean to seem ungrateful. I do appreciate the thought. I've always wanted to learn more of Shartan. Perhaps this is my chance.
Oh.
Bianca is a very pretty name.
I'll tell her you said so, Daisy.
She can't actually hear you, can she?
Of course she can. What kind of question is that?
Wait, are we talking about your crossbow or something else now?
They're getting worse. Now they deny us our grimoires, our staffs. How are we to resist demons when they take all the tools of magic away from us?
Ah, my young friend, you've returned. I must sound like a chanter, since I know you've heard me say this before, but Are you perhaps interested in a small job? I am still in need of a few rare ingredients that, I have to admit, are difficult to obtain.
Let me know what you need, and I'll see what I can do.
Wonderful. I'll write up a list for you.
Insist on running away from me, sir.
Because it makes them rebels. No.
So I hear you've been visiting the Viscount's gardens, Daisy.
Oh, they're enormous. And they're always empty. Why don't more people go to see them?
Probably because they're private and surrounded by guards.
I thought all those men looked a bit cross.
Do Dalish honestly not recognize the difference between demons and beneficial spirits?
We've never thought of the Fade as the home of our gods. It is another realm, another people's home, no different or more foreign than, say, Ozama.
You can say that again.
But have you never studied the types of demons? They break down very clearly into different sins.
Spirits differ from each other, just as you and Hawk and Isabella are all human. More or less. You could get another cat, you know. There's one in the Lowtown market with a litter of kittens ready to wean.
You don't pay attention to Templars, Qunari, or politics, but you notice kittens.
Templars, Quinari, and politics don't meow and attack your feet when you're buying food.
Are there any tabbies? I'd like a tabby.
Seems like a lot of work for little...
Just tell me if you hear more rumblings from the coterie about protection. Blondie's got enough trouble. Let me ask you something, Hawk. You made it into Hightown. I'd expect anyone else to get complacent, but you must have plans.
I could go into business for myself. You must have pointers on that, don't you, Varric?
A business is like a puppy. Take your eyes off it, and soon there's shit all over your floor. To be honest, I thought there might be a chance you'd want to go back to Ferelden now that things have calmed down. It's good to hear you're sticking around.
What would I do without my trusty dwarf? I'd cry myself to sleep without you.
Oh, don't get all teary-eyed on me, Hawk. You know I can't stand to see a human cry. So, we've got a whole city-state full of trouble to get into. Shall we get started? What are you looking at? Are you one of them?
I've got something for you, Varric.
My father's signet ring. Where did you find it? Bartrand pawned it off to pay for the expedition. I can't believe you found it. This sounds exactly like the sort of fake thing I'd make up about you.
It was already yours. I'm just returning it to you.
Returning it? You're something else, Hawk. Well, I guess I'd better start answering my mail from Orzammar. I swear if I read one more page about golems. Anyway, I owe you one, Hawk. Remind me later to put you on my tab.
I destroyed all those tomes, and then I took the last one's deal.
Still have to kill the demon? Okay.